Namaskar. In this video, we'll be solving from question number 11, 12th and question number 13th of exercise 3E, Laws of Motion, ICSE 9. These problems are based on the gravitation concept. So in the previous videos I have done from question number 1 to question number 10. The link for them will be there in the description below. If you like the videos, kindly share it with your friends and consider subscribing to the channel. So let's start with it. A ball is thrown vertically upwards. Now in the first series of this video, that is before explaining the first question, I had told whenever anything is thrown up, final velocity would be taken as 0. It goes to a height of 20 meter and then returns to the ground. So it goes 20 meters up and then comes down. Find initial velocity of the ball. That is the first part of the question. So I write the given data. Height is given as 20 meter. Now since it is going up, acceleration due to gravity will be minus 10 meter per second square, because whenever we throw anything up, its velocity reduces. So acceleration is going to be negative. So acceleration due to gravity is taken as minus 10 meter per second square. Final velocity is equal to 0, and initial velocity we need to find. Final velocity is 0 because once it goes up, it stops and then comes back down. So final velocity is considered 0. Now I would be using v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. So we need to find u square. So 2gh goes to the other side and we get v square minus 2gh is equal to u square. I have written left hand side as right hand side. So u square happens to be v square minus 2gh. So u square will be 0 square minus 2 into g is minus 10 into h is 20. So 2 into minus 10 into 20. So here what happens is u square is equal to minus into minus is plus, 2 into 10 is 20, into 20 is 400. So we get u square as 400. U would be root of 400, that happens to be 20 meter per second. Now let's get into the B part of the question, that is final velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. Now the velocity with which a ball is thrown up will be the same velocity with which it comes down. So I again take the downward direction just to prove it. So height remains the same, that happens to be 20 meters. Acceleration due to gravity in this case is 10 meter per second square. Initial velocity will be 0 because when anything is falling down, we consider u to be 0. Final velocity we need to find. So here I would be again using v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. So that happens to be u square is 0 square here plus 2 into plus 10 into 20. So again you can see we have got v square is equal to 400. So v will be equal to root of 400, that happens to be 20 meter per second. So root 400 is nothing but 20 meter per second. So as you can see here, whatever velocity it was thrown up with is the same velocity with which it comes down. So final velocity on reaching the ground is 20 meter per second. The C part, total time for the journey of the ball. So I would be finding time for any one side. So G is equal to v minus u by t, that is acceleration is equal to v minus u by t. So t goes to the other side, I get gt is equal to v minus u. So t happens to be, g comes again to this side, so t is equal to v minus u divided by g. This is the formula for acceleration, so I have used it for gravity, this thing, acceleration due to gravity. So acceleration due to gravity is final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So gt is equal to v minus u and t is equal to v minus u by g. Now we consider only upward motion. So when we consider upward motion, initial velocity is equal to 20 meter per second. We just found it out in the A part of the question. Final velocity is 0 and acceleration due to gravity when it is going up is minus 10 meter per second square. Now we use t is equal to v minus u divided by g. So v is 0 as you can see here, minus u is 20, divided by g is minus 10. So we get minus 20 divided by minus 10, which happens to be 2 seconds. So the time to go up is 2 seconds, but the question has asked total time of the journey of the ball. That means time to go up plus time to come down. Now time to go up is 2 seconds, so time to come down will also be 2 seconds. So I can write total time is equal to 2 into t, that is 2 into 2, that is 4 seconds. So this was an important question from the exercise based on the concept of gravitation. Coming to question number 12, a body is dropped from top of a tower. It acquires a velocity of 20 meter per second on reaching the ground. That means final velocity is 20 meter per second. A body is dropped means we need to consider u is equal to 0 on reaching the ground. Calculate height of the tower. So acceleration due to gravity is given as 10 meter per second square. So I write the given data, that is u is equal to 0 since it is dropped down. Final velocity is 20 meter per second as it is given here. Acceleration due to gravity, I have written it as 10 meter per second square. We need to find the height. So h is equal to question mark. So I use it as 2gh is equal to v square minus u square. So h will be equal to v square minus u square divided by 2g. So I just substitute the values, v as 20, u as 0 and 2 into g as 10. So h will be equal to 20 square minus 0 square divided by 2 into 10. So that gives me 20 into 20 divided by 20. 20 and 20 cancel, so we are left with 20 meter. So height of the tower is 20 meters. This was a straightforward question, nothing difficult about it. So getting to the 13th question, which happens to be the last question for this video. A ball is thrown vertically upwards. So final velocity will be 0 if we consider upward motion. It returns 6 seconds later. That means the total time taken for the ball to go up and then come down is 6 seconds. So time to go up will be half of it, that will be 6 divided by 2, that is 3 seconds. Calculate greatest height reached by the ball. So that means we need to find the height. Initial velocity of the ball. We need to find the initial velocity. So time to go up, I have written it as 6 divided by 2 because it will be half of it, so that is 3 seconds. Now I write the given data, that is t is 3 seconds. Acceleration due to gravity, since it is going up, will be negative. So it is minus 10 meter per second square. Final velocity whenever we throw anything up will be 0. We need to find the height. So I use v is equal to u plus gt and find the value of initial velocity. So u will be equal to v minus gt because gt goes to the other side, becomes negative. So v minus gt is equal to u. I write left hand side as right hand side and right hand side as left hand side. So u will be equal to 0 minus of g is minus 10 from here and t is 3. So minus into minus is plus and 10 into 3 is 30. So we get it as 30 meter per second. So the velocity with which it was thrown up is 30 meter per second. Now we would be finding the height. So 2gh is equal to v square minus u square I'll be using. So h would be v square minus u square divided by 2 into g. Now h will be equal to v square is 0 square minus u square is 30 square divided by 2 into minus 10. So minus of 30 square will be minus of 900 divided by 2 into minus 10 will be minus 20. Minus and minus cancels, 0 0 cancels, 90 by 2 is 45 meters. So the maximum height it reaches is 45 meters. The next question onwards would be done in the next video, the link for which will be provided in the description below. If you like the video, kindly share it with your friends and consider subscribing to the channel. Dhanyavad.